Don't mind the half-empty shelves. We're doing some reorganization and I had motivation to do it, started doing it, and then decided I no longer had the motivation to do it, and they have been like this for weeks now. Today I'm going to be sharing some tips, how-tos, special things to look for when using Facebook groups and events, along with just basic networking to find local vendor events, craft shows, and markets to sell your crochet at. I guess before we dive into the how do you find events, we should kind of talk about the why. Why do you want to sell your crochet creations? In my social theory class, nerd alert, we've been talking a lot about time. Modernity tells us that time is money. Idleness is a sin. And so when I started my own business, or when I turned my crochet hobby into a business, I didn't really think about the why. You know, I knew that I wanted to make money from doing something that I love doing, which of course is, you know, what most people aspire to have. But I didn't really think about why did I want to start selling at markets, because I only started selling at markets after I started this YouTube channel. And I think now I kind of selfishly wanted to start doing markets, not only to make money, of course, but to use that market experience as content, and another way to make more money and to get more views. For you, if you don't have a YouTube channel or, you know, a social media, something really important to ask yourself is, do you feel the need to sell your creations in order to justify the amount of time that you spend making them? Or do you think you'll genuinely enjoy the time making them, enjoy the time selling them, and it will all be a joyful experience? Why do you want to sell your plushies? Or whatever crochet creation, or it doesn't even have to be crochet. Why do you want to start your own small business and sell the things that you make? What's behind that? Because for me, I think when I started, of course it seemed like it would be a fun experience, and, you know, we love to show off the things that we make. But I think really it was rooted in, I want to make money and I want views. I mean, if you look back, my very, very first market vlog is at 49,000 views. It is my most viewed video, and it was super exciting for me when I released it. It immediately got attraction. It's still getting more views. It's a huge, huge way to get views for your channel. But if that's the only reason why you're doing it, I don't think that's why you should do it. And that's something that I struggle with sometimes. I'm Anna. I run a small crochet business called Miss A Crochet. I've been selling at markets for a little over a year now, and I've been crocheting for almost 5 years. We're gonna come up on that anniversary in January, and that is insane. It's crazy to think that I've been crocheting for 5 years, and then now that I've had my business established, that LLC, for over a year. Currently, I am a full-time double major studying violin performance and sociology, so I'm kind of here sporadically. If you like what I've been doing, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can get notified when I upload once in a blue moon, because school. I would like to clarify that I do find immense joy attending markets and selling at them and interacting with people. When I first was getting into it, my only motives were really to make money, get views, which then equated to making more money. It wasn't totally like, oh, I want to create a community of people that like my stuff, because I didn't think that that'd really be possible locally. It was not probably my best self. You know, I wanted that content. I wanted the money. I wanted the views. I wanted, but I wasn't doing it for like the genuine experience of selling something, watching somebody take this thing I made and like give it to somebody else or appreciate it. It was more like, let's make this thing, tag it, let's go. Make this thing, tag it, and go. So I just wanted to put that out there because it's something that I've been reflecting on now that I'm in my social theory class, where we've been doing a lot of readings about how in our modern world, time is money, and that's not good. Why do we always have to monetize our hobbies? We don't, but there's something in the world inside of us that makes us feel like we need to. Anyways, that's my experience. And I didn't ask myself those kinds of questions, and I didn't ask myself how would making my hobby of crocheting a business influence my relationship with crocheting. And my relationship with crocheting has definitely changed. It ebbs and flows. Right now in school, I'm hardly crocheting. But there's always still kind of that pressure in the back of my head now that I have the business and the social media that I need to be crocheting. I'm wasting my time when I'm sitting at home, relaxing after school. Like, I should be crocheting. I should be doing this. I should be, you know, posting reels. I should be pre-batch making my YouTube videos. That's just not going to happen. But because I've made this now a financial thing, a business thing, it has changed my relationship with the actual art of crocheting. I definitely think it's okay to want to make money and to, you know, use this to build a platform in social media that can make you money. But I think we need to also be careful with how we view that, because if that's the only thing and then you don't make money or you don't get a lot of views, that's gonna suck, and then it's gonna make it not fun. So now that I'm, you know, looking in that mirror, you know, looking at myself and trying to figure things out. Also, Halloween nails. Sorry, that was not. Now that I'm self-reflecting, I can see my mistakes, but then I can also see the growth now, where after doing the first market and, you know, experiencing all this joy that I've actually created, that's what makes me want to do it more than just the money and the content. So I think it's a balancing act. Maybe you want to sell your stuff because it's taking over your house like it's taking over mine. That's fine. I just think it's something that needs to be talked about in the crochet community. It's something we're talking about in sociology. I think we could talk about this with all arts. And that's kind of the why that I really wanted to talk about. And now before we get into the how, I want to take a moment to talk about mental health. We all face challenges. I'm facing challenges right now with school, but it is so important that we have a system of support around us. I'd say for the last 3 weeks, I've been facing some pretty extreme burnout. Another sociological term or thing that we've discussed when it comes to playing violin, which is like one of my biggest passions in life. So to be experiencing this constant dissatisfaction with playing and practicing violin has been not easy. I've been navigating it through the help of my violin professor and just trying to create better mindsets and prioritizing my mental health. And that's where the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp, comes in. BetterHelp is an online platform that connects you with licensed therapists, all from the comfort of your own home. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, depression, burnout in my case, or you just need somebody to talk to, BetterHelp makes it easy to find the right professional for you. You can communicate via text, phone, or video calls, which makes fitting therapy into your schedule super easy. Mental health is just as important as physical health, and BetterHelp is dedicated to making therapy accessible for everyone. They offer flexible plans and a wide range of therapists, so you can find a therapist that works for you. If you're ready to take that step towards better mental health, visit BetterHelp.com and start your journey today. Use the link BetterHelp.com/MissACrochet for 10% off your first month of therapy. Don't wait until you're at that breaking point. Your mental health matters, and BetterHelp is here to help you every step of the way. Let's talk about Facebook groups. Facebook groups can be a huge asset as a small business owner. You can join ones that are about taxes, about selling on Etsy, about SEO and fees, and even just like crochet questions. And so, of course, there are Facebook groups that are full of vendor events. So if I'm looking for a new Facebook group to join, obviously go to Facebook, and then I type into the search menu like craft fairs in my city, or vendor events, or vendor groups, homemade local groups, like again with my city or even my state, different things that will take me to either events themselves or groups for people like vendors, food vendors, craft vendors, event organizers, crafters, resellers, things like that. So you can kind of go with either the event itself or the group where everybody posts events. I usually navigate towards the group because you can kind of get like new events every day. Maybe not every day, depending on how much people post, but you can get like a lot more information and feedback and recommendations from people that have already maybe done these events or that are hosting the events. If you are looking for like the group, try and find groups that have a lot of people in them and a lot of active members. I think if it's a private group, it'll tell you like the last time people posted, but it won't maybe show you the post. It's usually a pretty good sign if the group is private. It means that they've kind of vetted out scammers. They're, getting rid of people that are spamming. I usually try and join ones that are private just because I know that there are people there that are monitoring the group. It already seems very organized, and there is like a set rule and standard of conduct within that group about the events and things that are posted. If this is a private group, a lot of times they will have a list of rules like no hate speech. Maybe there's like a limit to how much self-promotion you can post. There's definitely going to be something about like posting fake things or scamming people and things like that. And so when you are filling out the application to join a private group, I would take that really seriously. Read what they say. If you do accidentally post too much or you get kicked off, like that kind of sucks because this is my biggest asset when it comes to finding events. Right now, I believe I am in 17 different event groups. Some of them are like specifically for the event that I attended, and it was like just for the vendors of that event, so like they could post updates about it. But I would say probably like 15 or 16 of the other ones are all just people posting any of their events within Minnesota, and I can just page through it for hours and find new stuff all the time. Another tip is to not be afraid to post. I know I just said like you have to make sure you follow the rules, which is true, but there are a lot of people that I see posting asking about specific weekends for events or locations, and maybe I'm pretty close to the location that they are. So then I can go through the comments and look at what the event organizers were saying, and I can see, okay, this event is obviously near this place that this person was requesting. What day is it? And then I can continue to vet out the event. Networking is also super important when it comes to finding markets. If this is your very first time looking for a market, this might not apply to you. But for some of the other people who are looking for, new ways to find markets, I would say some of my best markets have just been found through word of mouth. If you're selling at a market, or if you're even just attending one, talk to the booths, talk to your neighbors, talk to people, and ask them about future events that they're going to. What do they think about this event? There have been multiple times where I have talked to my booth neighbors. We both have like bought in each other's stuff. We're talking about future events. And then I leave that market with like a list of 2 or 3 events that that person has personally already been to and vetted out for me. Also, talk to other people that are shopping. Talk to your customers. I leave events getting invited to somebody else's event. A lot of event organizers, go to different events and find different vendors. There was one where I got invited to a person's event that next weekend. I couldn't go because I was going to Vegas, but I was still invited just from being at this event and talking to this customer. So talking to people is super, super important. And most of the times, those events are really, really good. Also, once you do an event, a lot of times that event organizer, if they like you, will add you to like an email list or something, or, maybe their own Facebook page, and they will be sending out emails and things about their upcoming events. So if it was a good event, great. If it wasn't, Clearwater Rodeo, that's kind of whatever. But you can obviously unsubscribe from that. But a lot of times, once you do an event, you have a higher chance of getting invited back to that event. Maybe if it's in, a couple months, the next year. Both of the cheerleading events that I did, the first one I found on Facebook. The second one I was invited to just from being at that first one because the people there loved my stuff. And then I've gotten emails from both of them this year about this same event saying, hey, you sold at our event last year. Do you want to come and sell at our event again? I would have loved to. Scheduling didn't work. But again, because I had already sold there, I was a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to say like higher up on the priority list, but I was definitely on the list to get invited first because I had already vetted myself to them. Usually by the end of any market, I leave with about 2 or 3 other markets in mind that I want to check out. look at on Facebook or even just attend myself. So even just attending markets and selling at markets, even if the market's not great, it can lead you to a great market. Even talking to people at craft stores. I mean, like, I'll be buying a crap ton of yarn, or there was one time when I was buying a lot of display stuff, and the cashier asked me, like, what's all this for? And I was like, oh, I have a crochet business. This is for my booth. And then they were the ones that recommended the St. Cloud September Pride Market to me, which I went to and I think I did fairly good at. So again, word of mouth is super huge when it comes to finding markets as well. If you are using Facebook to find a market, there are definitely some things that I look for and that I ignore when I'm looking at markets. If the market itself has its own Facebook event, not just a picture the person posted in like the group, separated event, not a picture, that is already a much better sign to me. If that event also has a lot of like active posts and users, that is a huge bonus. And one of the biggest perks of having it be an actual event is you can look at how many people are interested and how many are going. The next event that I'm selling at has 60 people going and 1.7K interested. Most times it'll be more like 20 or 30 people are going and like 150 are interested. So when I saw these numbers, I was super, super excited. And that was a huge, huge influence onto why I chose this market. I also looked, and the event that I will be selling at is an annual event. This is its 3rd consecutive year, which means the audience for it has been growing. It's not a new event where people are like, oh, that one's kind of new. Like, if you've been to it any of the years before, you probably have a higher chance of going to it again if it was a good event. Again, I'm assuming it is because a lot of people are interested and it's on its 3rd year. So if it didn't do good, they probably wouldn't have done it again and then again. So to me, this shows that it is a very, very established event and that the organizer is very committed to this event. Another thing about like the event organizer and the event is how organized the event actually is and how the Facebook event page is structured. If there's a lot of essential information missing, like, you know, location, time, you know, if there are any deadlines for when you can sign up, restrictions on what can be sold, things like that, along with even like the booth fee, like if that's not available on the event page or usually the Google form that you have to fill out to register for the event, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to sit here and beg for information to sell at your event. That should be provided so I know what I'm getting myself into when I pay for my booth. And those are my biggest tips and tricks for finding an event. So obviously, you know, I have an upcoming event. It is November 23rd. It's called It's Another Holiday Hangout in Bloomington, Minnesota. Yes, I'm Minnesotan. Apparently, people can't tell that I have an accent, even though every time I go out of the state and out of the country, I get asked if I'm from Canada. So I don't know if I believe you guys when you tell me I don't have an accent. Anyways, the booth fee for that was $75. Venmo'd it. Again, paying is really difficult to like, you have to write a check or you have to like do some weird stuff to try and pay the organizer. No. I want this easy, organized. And this was super easy. They had their Venmo listed. They had like the last 4 of their phone number listed. They had the price of the booth clearly laid out. Easy. That was another random thing I thought of. It was $75 booth fee. I believe it's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. a Saturday, which is in about 5 weeks from now. And I'm a little freaked out because I only have 85 items, probably less, because I really want to try and sell my Halloween items and some of my like big boba plushies and other items that maybe haven't really done well at the markets on Facebook Marketplace, selling those locally just to kind of get them out of here. I finally got rid of those bees that have been with me for like 2 years. I swear it's been forever. I don't know what changed, but there are just some things in my collection that I would like to get rid of that I don't think would do well shipping wise because they're large or because it's almost Halloween, so I don't know if they'd be shipped on time. Anyways, I'm rambling, but I have a lot to do, and I'm also still in school. So we shall see. I do have a list of things that I would like to make for this next market, and I'm going to read them off, and it's probably not going to happen, but it's a goal, an idea, because I need more items. I usually try and have like 150. I'm at 85. I need like 65 more to get back to exactly 150 where I had started before my last market. So 65 items in 5 weeks and 3 days. It could be done. Here's the list of things that I would like to make for this next market. I have 10 stress pets. They only take me 15 minutes to make. That's fine. 4 otters, 4 cats, 4 penguins, 2 owls, 2 baby Yodas, the Raven Jayco River Rabbit and Maple Fox, the little ones that don't have stuffing in their bodies. I've never made them before. I tested the stuffed maple right there, but they look smaller, and I believe the bodies are half double crochet, so it works up faster. I would also like to make some more axolotls. I sold 7, which means I still have 7. I don't know. That's debatable. I need to make baby whale keychains, but I don't like making baby whale keychains, so again, debatable. And then we have some whips that I would like to finish to be able to sell. I need to finish this random mushroom keychain that has remained unfinished since January. Long time. And then I also have 2 Totoros, a chicken I'm seeing, some turtle bodies, and I believe a Raven Jayco flower. So a lot of just kind of randomy things, but also staples of my inventory that I would like to make. Don't think that's going to be really possible or that's going to happen, but it's always good to have a list of things. When I have free time, I can go, oh, what do I need to crochet? Here's my list. I don't have to spend a ton of time looking for patterns or anything. But all in all, I mean, that's how I find my markets, and that's just kind of a very quick overview of how I plan out my next projects for my markets. I obviously base it off of what sold at my last market and also things that I just think would go seasonally. Make sure to check out betterhelp.com/Miss8Crochet for 10% off your first month of therapy. Link in the description. Thank you so much, BetterHelp, for helping sponsor this video. If you found any parts of this video helpful, make sure to leave a like, comment, let me know what you thought. How do you find markets? I would like to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!